Hello, everybody. This is Coach Ivory Revine coming to you with another video. And today, I would like to talk about the active codependent. So let's get started. Now, in the previous video, we talked about the passive codependent. Like, there are two archetypes of behavior pattern traits underneath the classic codependent. Now, the classic codependent can bear one or more of both traits, but then you have two types of archetypes underneath that codependent umbrella, which may bear more of one trait or more of the other. Now, the passive codependent we expressed in the other video, having more of a passive behavior patterns, but it's fueled more into manipulative behavior, passive aggressive behavior, whereas the active codependent have a different type of pattern of behavior. So what is an active codependent? Well, the active codependent is an archetype emotional behavior of a classic codependent. This type of codependent will betray aggressive characteristic traits such as violence, verbal or physical abuse, confrontational behaviors, and malicious tendencies to demand results of obtaining LRC, which is love, respect, and care from their intended love interest, whether it is intimate or interpersonal relationships. And it is not uncommon for this type of codependent to display assertive defensive behaviors based out of the fear of appearing weak, not needed or not appreciated or simply not acknowledged. And they also portray that out of fear of abandonment as well. These emotional behavior types tends to be the head of households, right? So they are the assertive one in a relationship, and they tend to put themselves in a position where they are dependent on and then act out hostile verbally or physically when they feel that their needs are not being met. So let's talk about more about how this looks. As you can see, I'm getting animated. This is one of my favorite, very, very favorite topics to talk about. Now, this does not mean they're bad people. Let's express this. Now, what does that look like? Imagine a single mother in a home. Imagine a single mother in a home who have raised her children to the point of young adults. And she is boisterous. She is assertive. She does just about everything for that house. She's the end all be all. She's the mother to the father. She demands respect. She walks around hard. She's loud. You know when she's coming in the room. But she is overall, everything runs through her. Everything runs through her. Everything. Okay. What they're doing, where they're going. If they want money, they come to her. If they need answers, questions, anything, they come to her. She needs to be in on everything. She likes to control the relationships her young adult children are having. She makes the judgment call on who they're dating, where they're going, and if she don't like what's going on, she is just not short of putting her hands on people and giving somebody a back slap. That can be the face of the codependent, active codependent. Now, we can go on and on about other descriptive types, but I wanted to give you just a sense of what that can look like for a codependent. And a lot of times, people will tend to get that mixed up with something else. We're going to talk about that soon. Now, what are some of these feelings coming from, right? So there's quite a few. The excessive need to take care of something. That stems from control. It's excessive though. It is mine. It's part of an ownership, right? Like, I need to control that because it is mine. It is my children. I do what they say, and I'm not playing. They do what I say, and I'm not playing. It's just what it is. Okay. But then they have poor communication skills, so they don't know they don't know how to express that there is a fear going on here, right? I prefer my children to live with me. I don't care, what anybody say. It's my child, even though the child is like, going into their 30s, right? But that comes from a fear of really being lonely, a fear of being abandoned, a fear of not being able to control things, right? Losing that control is the biggest fear for them. So of course that stems from that whole umbrella of obsessiveness, right? Then you have that then it's part of a whole distorted reality of what is real and what is not real, right? In reality, it's you're it's she's enabling them, but in her reality, it's her way, it's her life, it's my children. In her reality, I am a caretaker. In her reality, I am a mother, I am a mama bear. I love my children immensely, and that's how I see it, right? Okay. And then overall, it derives from deep-seated past issues. Deep-seated past issues, that part where they can't simply disconnect from something. There's something's being fueled by this control, this assertive control, this active codependency. Something's being fueled by that. Something in their past that they were not able to control, that now that they're able to control things because they're running their own households and they're running their own relationships, they're able to say, I got my hands on this now, and by any means necessary, if someone tries to, or anything tries to come in and separate me from this level of control, because it's mine, these are my children, this is my house, these are my bills, this is what I say, then by any means necessary, somebody's going to catch these hands. And that don't mean they're not good people, okay? Because this is the same mama bear who those children can just snuggle up in her bed. This is the same mama's bear who may cook food every night, okay? Like I'm talking about a home cooked 4 course all across the meal. You get the bacon, eggs, and potatoes. We talking about everything is involved in this household. You talking about, you get that sense of family, that sense of gathering when you walk in this household. You smell the bread bacon, okay? And it reminds you of them old school women, the women from the past that we've lost a couple of generations ago, where just everybody can gather here, okay? And in this same household, she's not afraid of community, so she will open her house home to people. She's the aunties of the neighborhood. She's the babysitters. She's people can rely on her. So she's very assertive. She's outgoing. But she in her home, in her relationship, where her triggers happen, there's a fear. There's a fear. And whatever she gets her hands on, she's holding with all extent and intents and purposes. What is hers is hers. This is her family, and wherever her love targets are, and love targets could be personal and interpersonal. It could be family. It could be she can get into a friendship with a female or even a male, and whoever she has her eyes set on, she will end up ultimately trying to control. She have an overwhelming need to be upset to obsess over them or to possess them. Do you get it? I just hope that I'm really shedding light on what the active codependent can actually be. Like I said, it doesn't that it we wouldn't be calling this person the salt of the earth, none whatsoever. But that doesn't always, and just so I can have a disclaimer here, it's not always in women. It could be in men. It could be in men as well. Codependency just don't land on women. It's just that a good 75% of codependency is found more in women, because we are the maternal, we are the caretakers. So a lot of that derives from a maternal instinct. It derives from the need to take care of something, right? All of those things come through code, and then of course when you tie in your early childhood traumas, you get you get this codependency, but it can certainly be found in men. We're going to talk about this a little further, and I was going to keep this video quite short. I just wanted to give you an expression of what active codependency is and what it can look like. And you can put down in the comments below on what does that face of the codependency look like. Okay. Start it in a sentence like, oh well, it could be a man who is, it could be a woman who is, it could be okay, so it could be a child who is, but active codependent is the first sentence, right? Um, but so give me what your description or what you see that as. And we will talk about that even later. In the next video, we're going to talk about what type of personality or type of characteristic that an active codependent attracts or is attracted to. That's our next video. You're going to like this one, so definitely tune in. I just want to say thank you guys for coming in and sharing. Press the like button, hit the subscription button, hit the bell button, because the videos are going to be coming. We're going to be really shedding light on the nitty and the gritty, the good, bad, and the ugly of codependency. And we're going to dive all the way in. We're going to go into the rabbit hole, and then we're going to drag ourselves out with some healing, okay? All in the description below. You're going to find descriptions below. You're going to find out where you can find me other than just this YouTube page. But I look forward to being part of your journey and you part of mine. Thank you for tuning in, and let's have some fun. You're going to like the next video. See you then. Bye.